Aloha, good friends. It's Laureen Lee here at KPFZ 88.1 FM in Lake County. We are community radio, and we had our fun drive earlier this week and got a lot of new members. So welcome everyone, and welcome to our friends listening online, streaming live from one of the links at kpfz.org. If you're watching on YouTube at the Quantum Energy Shift channel, we're streaming live from the studio, and we haven't totally nailed it yet, so there might be a few bugs in there with this live streaming, but we are working it out, and appreciate your support and participation on that. And I'll be answering your health and energy questions today. And I am a holistic health practitioner. Just received my bachelor's degree from Quantum University, and I'm going on to study for my master's in alternative health and my PhD in natural medicine, and when I'm done there, I'll be your doctor in natural medicine. I also graduated from integrative nutrition earlier this year, and got my certification as a holistic nutrition consultant, and so I specialize in nutrition and also energy, that we learn a lot about that at Quantum University for integrative medicine. So I'm prepared, and I'm here to answer your questions if you have them. So please call in if you like at 707-263-3435, and you can be on the air and ask me questions. You can also send me an email at quantumenergyshift@yahoo.com with your questions if you don't want to speak on the air. And we do have a little chat box next to our YouTube live stream where you can type in your questions. And if you have questions outside of this hour on Mondays from 5 to 6 p.m. when we're doing this holistic health and energy show here, you can always write to me at quantumenergyshift@yahoo.com. I'm answering your questions, and I do that all week long as a public service. And I also have a couple of forms on my website that you can fill in. If you fill in a health history form, I'll give you a call and we can discuss your health issues a little bit. And my website's www.laureen, Laureen, lee.com, and you can find the forms on the website there if you have a little bit more in-depth situation that you want and you would like to have a call. I also do that as a public service, so so you can get your health questions answered. I really want to get this holistic health information out to as many people as possible. And at Quantum University, where I've been studying medicine, we learn medicine with quantum physics as a foundation, but we also learn about modern medicine, and it's not anything against modern medicine. It's actually integrating modern medicine with quantum medicine, and so it's kind of a more holistic approach. So when we are certified or when we sign up with the board after we receive our degrees, we're signed up with the American Association of Drugless Practitioners, so we don't use chemical and pharmaceutical drugs. We use natural medicines. However, we like to work in partnership with regular doctors, and we also love it when MDs come and get an integrative education from Quantum University or a similar natural medicine type of school, so that they're kind of doing the same thing as we are, where we're using the best of everything and looking at the whole person to bring you into balance, and so your body can heal if that's what you need, but we're not necessarily looking at chemical medicines as a first choice, but we're kind of taking everything into account there. So I'd like to encourage you to look at natural alternatives to chemical medicines and talk to your MD about how you can heal naturally, and the types of things you can do for yourself nutritionally, energetically, and in natural ways to take care of yourself and balance out. And I'm actually working on a book right now on healing from overuse of pharmaceutical medicine, because if you're on chemical medicines for a long time, the toxins build up, and your regular doctors, the more modern doctors, really don't have a plan, about how to deal with cleaning out your body from the toxins that are associated with some of those medicines. And so I really want to put that out there to help folks, especially people who don't have much choice and are more dependent pharmaceutical medicines, to help clean, detox, the chemicals that come along with taking pharmaceutical medicines, and keep your body as clean and clear as possible so that you can process the toxins, not just in the medicines, but also, that are in our foods and in our environment. Keep your body clean, and so that it can do the beautiful, magnificent, even miraculous work that it's absolutely designed to do. And so I'm sure I'll be letting you know as soon as that book becomes available. And what I'd like to do is offer it for a short time when it first comes out, just for free, so that we can reach a lot of people and see, what people think about that and what kind of support people would need to, get cleaned up in that department. So be looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it. And any way that I can, I'm always looking for ways to help you as much as possible kind of unravel the confusion that's around, the medicines and the nutrition and the toxins in our environment and all those kind of things. So just be ready for that. So I have there's something that I like to do, because this is something that I've been working on myself, as far as just detoxing from a very, very long period of chemical medicine that I was taking for a long time, treating Lyme disease and co-infections, which are other diseases that you can get with the insect bites. and then that can develop into other diseases like MS and things like that that I was dealing with for a really long time. And so I'm all about rebuilding, my detox pathways, like my digestive system, my liver, strengthening my kidneys and things like that. And one of the things I like to do is I do a lot of dandelion root, milk thistle, and natural herbs and teas on a regular basis to keep rebuilding and strengthening those areas. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about dandelion root because there was a recent article that came out uh, about dandelion root. So first of all, I'd like to tell you that there's a drink that you can get, and it's in a powder form, and it has dandelion root and burdock root and a bunch of other really good things that are especially good for your liver and kidneys. And then we can talk about rebuilding your digestive system maybe another time, or after we talk a little bit about the dandelion root. But I want to tell you about this drink that comes in a powder form that's called Dandy Blend, and it does have dandelion and burdock root, like I said, and a lot of other really great herbs for this purpose. And I guess it's similar to coffee. You can drink it cold or hot, and it even helps you switch from coffee to no more coffee if you have a coffee addiction. The claim is that it helps you wean yourself off of coffee without all of the terrible side effects that you get sometimes, and so it's also good for that. But I drink it almost every day for the properties that it has for rebuilding your liver and strengthening, those detox pathways and keeping toxins moving, because, we're constantly exposed to toxins in our environment, in our food, through pesticides and chemicals and preservatives and coloring and sweeteners and on like that. So there was an article that came out, like I was saying, earlier this year about dandelion root, and it's called Dandelion Root Kills Cancer Cells in Lab Tests. So I thought that was really interesting because there's the aspect of the dandelion root rebuilding your helping you rebuild your liver. Especially it's great for your liver and detoxing your liver and helping you with that. But these lab tests that they have about cancer, about dandelion root killing cancer cells, just awesome information. So I really wanted to share that with you today. A short article here about that. And, if you have questions or comments, as you often do, feel free to call in to the studio today. The number is 707-263-3435. And I'd like to give a shout out to all our friends out in Lake County who are listening, and also around the country and around the planet, people who are listening in through kpfz.org or on the Quantum Energy Shift live stream on YouTube. So hey everybody, aloha and welcome, and I love and appreciate your participation, and I'm just so glad that you're here listening, and I hope that there is something that I can say or some way that I can help you balance out your energy, your nutrition, get your questions answered, and kind of get you on track for living a strong and long and healthy life. So the article is Dandelion Root Kills Cancer Cells in Lab Tests. A common weed may hold the key to treating and possibly curing some types of blood cancers. Dandelion root may become an inexpensive alternative to chemotherapy and radiation, treatments that both come with unpleasant and grueling side effects. Non-toxic and nutritive, dandelion's potential is being explored by cancer researchers in Canada, China, and Japan. Its story is a testament to natural medicine's vast potential in addressing cancer and other afflictions that elude chemical treatment, while also highlighting how the laws governing the practice of medicine and the approval of prescription drugs have narrowed patients' options when it comes to treating cancer. Canadian researchers discovered dandelion's potential in the lab. Researchers at the University of Windsor, Canada, are given the go-ahead for clinically testing the effectiveness of dandelion root extract for treating cancer in 30 patients. The move into the human trial phase comes after lab tests and animal tests found that dandelion root extract was effective in inducing apoptosis, or cell suicide, in tumor cells while leaving healthy cells alone. The research will focus on end-stage blood cancers. It will take about 1 year for the final results to be published. There is a TED Talk, by the way, about this subject, and you can search for Dr. Siriam Pandey and his TED Talk, and you can hear a little bit more about that. And he says, an oncologist introduced me to dandelion root extract. In the video, he talks about this, and talks about how she'd had patients who had multiple rounds of chemotherapy and refused anymore. She expected they'd come back in an ambulance. Contrary to that, they came back on their own with very low blood counts of cancer and said they were drinking dandelion tea. We dug out the dandelion root and just ground it in a home blender with water, made the extract, filtered it, tried to put it in the same petri dishes where we grow the leukemia cells, and frankly speaking, I was not expecting any activity because it was so diluted, yet cancer cells started dying, and more importantly, the healthy cells were fine. His discovery could scientifically validate folk medicine's long use of dandelion for cancer. To understand how cancer treatment works, we must first understand what cancer is: damaged cells. Bacteria can be targeted by drugs like penicillin, leaving healthy cells alone because they're structured differently than the body cells. Cancer cells, however, are our own cells. The problem with traditional cancer therapy is whatever we design to kill a cancer cell targets healthy cells too, and that's why we have the side effects. So cancer starts when a cell's DNA, or its blueprint, gets damaged, which can be caused by radiation, chemotoxins, or replication error. There are 3 safeguard mechanisms when cells get damaged. First, cells try to repair the damage, and if there's too much damage, they're dysfunctional, and they think I might become cancerous and die. So good idea. This is a built-in process to keep getting rid of bad cells in the body. And this cell suicide is called apoptosis. If neither repair nor apoptosis work, damaged cells go into sensing and stop dividing. If these 3 safeguards fail and cells with the damaged blueprint keep dividing, then they can become a cancerous tumor. Unfortunately, the current treatments available, which are radiation and chemical therapy or chemotherapy, also cause DNA damage and thus can make healthy cells cancerous. In the petri dish, Pandy and his team found that dandelion caused cancer cells to commit apoptosis while leaving healthy cells alone. They tested the extract on blood drawn from leukemia patients and on lab rats. With this public research and support from patients' anecdotal evidence, Health Canada, the federal government responsible for governing medicines and healthcare in Canada, approved to study dandelion in human trial. It's the first natural extract approved for clinical trial for cancer in Canada. Dandelion has a long history of use as cancer treatment. Dandelion's botanical name, Taraxacum officinale, speaks to its use as medicine. Taraxacum comes from the Greek and means inflammation curative, and officinale is a common designation for medicinal plants. Its use predates written records. It's mentioned in ancient Chinese and Greek materia medica as a liver tonic, digestive stimulant, and diuretic. The entire plant is edible, and the leaves have been eaten throughout its vast growing range. It's been used traditionally as a blood purifier, liver support, and tonic in traditional Western and Eastern herbalism. Dandelion contains numerous compounds that have been shown to be anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, and antioxidant. As a food, it's very high in vitamin A, potassium, magnesium, and a number of other vitamins and minerals. Dandelion's one of those awesome little herbs that we use in Western and Eastern herbology, herbalists and acupuncture. Traditional Chinese medicine has used it for thousands of years clinically for dampness and heat, which are lymphatic conditions. In terms of cancer, things like lymph nodes of the neck and groin and the enlargement of those lymph nodes can be indicative of lymphoma. So, it's funny because we use herbicides to get rid of dandelions in our gardens, and here it is, so very healthful, an herb, and you can buy it at the store. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but you can buy it at the store. You can throw it in your salads or your stir fry, and it is really bitter. So when I eat it, I chop it real kind of small, and sprinkle it throughout, and put it with some other tasty herbs like I can't think of the name of that one lettuce that I love. But there's, really tasty lettuce and sprouts and things that you can mix in that give different flavors. So you're not just eating a bowl full of bitter herbs, but those bitter herbs can, have really high health properties or healthful qualities that can be really great for you. So mixing them in can be a really good idea. And you can do tea just by making kind of a tea bag or a blend out of the roots and leaves, or you can, like I said before, use something like Dandy Blend, which is it acts kind of like instant coffee, where you just put the powder in and you add some hot water and bam, you're good to go. So you can do it like that, and you can add in some of the leaves or the roots, if you want to make a tea or make a salad or just eat them, kind of like that. So that's good stuff to know. There are lots of good herbs that have been in the news recently and have been around for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, certainly much longer than the pharmaceutical options, and have been shown to be helpful in treating cancers and other difficult diseases. So that's definitely something to look into, since those are natural alternatives to the chemical medicines, which we have to detox and can be so toxic to us, especially if we're sensitive or already ill. Aloha, you're on the air with Laureen. Are you there? Do I have you on this thing right? Oh! Ooh, that was not comfortable in the headphones. Well, hey, I'll tell you what. Go ahead and call back if you have a question or a comment. And if anyone else out there has a question or comment, just go ahead and call 707-263-3435. Aloha, you're on the air with Laureen. Hi there. Oh, I see. Okay. I was wondering what happened. That was a weird pop in the headphones. I was like, whoa. Apoptosis, Apoptosis, I believe, and it means cell death. So it actually kills, or it causes the cancer cells to kind of commit suicide, basically, and that's what that means. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I'm not sure if there's studies on what you're talking about, suicide of the human. Uh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, the study that I was just referring to did talk about how your basically, the way they described it, and I'm paraphrasing now because I'm not reading the article, but is that your cells decide to basically yeah, they turn into cancer. And so in that way, because we're a whole person, and our cells do have memory, like you said, and we're not just our cells, we're not just our energy, we're like a synergy of our mind, our consciousness, our energy, our cells, and right. Yeah, so I could see, I could entertain the idea definitely of what's happening on a cellular level might cause something on a mental or physical or even spiritual level, which is sometimes where you might be in a situation like what you're describing. So I could see how, if there was a study done and I read it, I could see how that could be. Hmm. In this and many other lifetimes, I'm sure. Thanks for calling. Nice. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's why I kind of brought yeah, I mean, that's one thing that you can do. But the reason I brought it up, and I talked a little bit about a book that I want to offer very soon about healing from pharmaceutical medicines, because when our regular doctors, they do know a lot about chemical medicines, and they have a lot of background in all of that, and they know which things can help with what and all of that, but they really don't have a lot of guidance or partnership with people on how to clear those toxins out of your body and kind of rebuild, like your digestive system, your detox system. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, but that's why, I want to bring it up, because I think this is a really important thing that isn't really in the mainstream right now, which just kind of blows my mind, because as a planet, we're really using a lot of chemical medicines these days and over the last several decades. And I think it's just really important to think about what it's doing to our bodies. And I know that when I was taking a lot of medicines, and going through those side effects to my digestive system and my liver, my different body parts, I wasn't really thinking that those medicines are going to affect me and my body in a certain way. I just thought, yeah, those are risks, but it's not really going to affect me, and I'm just taking it for the benefit. And still, after many, many years, I'm still rebuilding my liver, I'm still rebuilding my digestive system, and I know that there are people out there that are dealing with the same thing. Aloha, you're on the air with Laureen. Hi, hi. Yeah, I took you off the other. Hold on. No sooner did I clear you off the other line, somebody's already calling in waiting, but it's definitely your turn, mister. Go ahead. Okay. Yes, turmeric. Add pepper to it. Make sure you add. Oh my gosh, we're going to do the spelling thing again. Oh, nice. I'm so glad you're listening. You're really following. That's really awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Awesome. Well, so did you catch the part where you add pepper to turmeric? Because what happens when you eat turmeric, or if you make tea out of it, or however you ingest it, is it has a certain amount of effect, but when you add pepper to it, it's exponentially more absorbable by your body. So your body can use it a lot better when you add black pepper to it. That's a little secret, and very, very helpful. Hmm. Well, oh wow. Wow. Ha, ha, have you heard about liposomal vitamin C, AWOL? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, if the kind that you use comes from fish, like especially salmon, because a lot of our salmon, yeah, a lot of our salmon is contaminated. Krill oil is supposed to be one of the top of the line ways. Yeah, Krill. It's one of the best ways you can get your omega 3s, and I would also recommend, especially if you don't mind a lot of fats in your diet, and it's definitely very healthy fat, but hemp seeds are just off the chart good. And no, I mean they're not they're not psychosomatic. They're just the seeds, but they take the hulls off, and so it's the little meats inside, and it can be high in fat, but it's all good fat, and the omega 3 to omega 6 ratio is in balance, and so that's another really good way to get your omega 3s and not have to really worry about the mercury. I know, right? Well, you know what? Because they put these hemp seeds in bird feed and stuff like that. So they're not psychoactive at all. They're not cannabis seeds. They're hemp seeds. So there's a right. Okay. Oh, battling. Good. Uh, Wow. So that's because they're trained in a different kind of medicine. So, they can spell some of those drug names that I'm like, what does that start with again? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Well, so I have a question for you. Can I ask you a question? Turn the tables and I'll put you on the other side and I'll ask you a question. So what are some of the main things that you say to your body or your cancer in communication on the daily basis, like you say? Like what are some of the things that you communicate? Awesome. Oh, I want to high five you so bad right now. Good. No, it's me laughing because that was pretty clever. Oh, someone else is on the line. They're holding, and for some reason it always bleeds through these two. I don't know why, but they're just on hold and they're listening to us and they're doing and talking or whatever they're doing in the background. Yeah. And me, I'm the only one. Oh, okay. Right. 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 It's energetically, yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Nice. Uh-huh. Yeah, absolutely. Boy, you nailed that one. Okay. All right. Thanks, AWOL. Thank you for calling in. Thank you. It's a pleasure as always. Mm-hmm. Bye now. Aloha, you're on the air. Go ahead. Hi. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow, that is so cool. I hadn't heard that yet. I'm going to look into it a little bit more, and so because that would be just a really awesome thing to know and to share with folks. I'm glad that you are right now, and thank you. I'm glad. Yes, you are very welcome. Take care. Bye now. Sometimes it does take a few minutes when you call in. You're on hold, waiting for the other person to get their time in. So I appreciate it when you wait. And I guess you have to kind of keep a little quiet, otherwise it kind of bleeds through, especially to the caller. I can hear you pretty well, and I'm not sure how it is to the audience, but I think they can hear the bleed through a little bit too. So yeah, just be patient, and it'll be your turn soon. Aloha, you're on the air with Laureen. Go ahead. Aloha. Uh huh. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Good one. Yeah. That's good stuff. Is it cooked or no? Wow. Uh-huh. That was awesome. That was good of you. And so you did that with your mind. That's what I'm talking about right there, because I have done the same thing, the exact same thing, and I haven't had warts since. I didn't have them bad, but I've had one or two here or there a long time ago, and absolutely works. And you know what? I'll tell you a little trippy story. Is I had this cyst behind my ear, It was, you could tell it was kind of liquidy in there. It was pretty gross. And my doctor wanted to drain it. And he came at me with, the big needle. And he's like, if you come back next week and it's still here, this is what we're going to do. And he shows me the syringe and everything. And I was just like, well, give me that, that amount of time and I'll come back and it'll be totally gone. I just told him it was going to be gone. And so I did meditation. First of all, I saw I visualized that area completely normal. And then I would put an imaginary big faucet on the back of my ear, and I would turn it on and I would see all this goop coming out. And I did spend a little bit of time pretty much every day in meditation working on it, and I swear like within just a few days it started getting all crusty on the back, and at the end of that week when I went back and saw him, it was totally gone. And he was like blown back. He's like, what'd you do? And I'm like, no, because there wasn't, because if you had messed with it or something, there'd be like a sore there or something, and it was just looked perfectly normal. And the power of our minds, visualization, intention, meditation, light energy, all of this stuff is for real. And that's what I love about my education at Quantum University is it takes that kind of energetic medicine, like traditional Chinese medicine and traditional Indian medicine and all of this, old herbalism and just all of this alternative medicine stuff, and it looks at it from a scientific point of view. And you can also they do also things in the clinic, like look at your blood while you're getting energy or light work, and you can actually see stuff happening in your blood and actually in your brain imaging in real time of this stuff actually working, which is, I just love that kind of stuff because I am super curious and always wondering and looking for the answer and wanted to see the evidence, and so I'm a little scientific minded, but I'm also very spiritual minded, and I believe a lot of things that are like that from experience with myself and seeing it work with other people. But to be able to see science and to see proof and stuff like that, oh man, it's just amazing. Yeah. Yeah, she actually gave lectures at two of my schools, at Quantum University for Integrative Medicine and also at Integrative Nutrition. So she's a well-known speaker on stuff like this. And so yeah, yeah, I've sat through some of her lectures. Right? Right? Mm-hmm. Right. Absolutely. And sometimes we need like those tools and stuff, even if it's like, that's kind of like taking a placebo, you know? And there have been studies on placebo, which placebo isn't necessarily the nothing, it's actually the nothing that does something, because absolutely, right. Right. And so, I mean, right there is like a lot of evidence for energetic medicine, for visualization, for belief, and all of this stuff. And yet it's just kind of put to the side, in modern medicine. So, yeah, very, very interesting. Yes. Yeah, but not as far as using it as a powerful tool for healing. And that's unfortunate. As if, mm, yeah, right. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling. Okay, bye now. Wow, it's great stuff. So, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot to a lot to think about, a lot to wrap your brain around, right? Aloha, you're on the air with Laureen. Go ahead. So, what do you think that's about? Wow. So do you think it could be stress? You think it could be stress related, maybe? Yeah, and so because if you have that kind of latent virus, because they think that the warts are caused by virus, so if you have that latent virus and then you're under like extreme stress for whatever reason, maybe you saw some UFOs on your flight or right? Yeah, 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 yeah. It can be subtle. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good stuff. Well, that might be part of the reason. That might be part of the reason it's still there. I'm wondering, how does your doctor feel about what you're doing and your perspective? Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's huge. Wow. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Well, absolutely. Well, more and more nowadays, doctors are starting to become more open and become more integrative. And yeah, you really kind of have to be persistent and find someone who's open-minded, because you do have the option. It's not as easy because most of the doctors are coming out of the big medical schools and universities that are mostly supported by the pharmaceutical company, and they're taught a lot really just about the pharmaceutical medicines. But there are doctors out there who from their own intuition, kind of head in a different direction, or maybe they come out as, a doctor of osteopathy or doctor of natural medicine or naturopath or whatever. Uh huh. Yeah. Mm hmm. Mm hmm. Mm hmm. Yeah. Well, a lot of doctors nowadays, even the MDs, are getting further education just on their own and becoming integrative doctors or quantum doctors or doctors in natural medicine. And that's really awesome, because then they have that traditional education. They know about all of the medicines out there, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. And then they also know about ancient types of medicine, alternative medicine, and holistic medicine. And that is integrative. That right there is taking the whole enchilada, as my grandmother would say, into account. Because there's many things on the planet, and chemical medicine isn't the only thing. It's really the baby on the scene, as far as our generations and generations of healing goes. As long as we've been humans, we've been having natural medicine basically, and the chemical medicine is the new kid on the block basically. And to think that that's the only way, is kind of just leaving a big part of the picture out, to put it nicely. Really. And you got And really, keeping your body as healthy as possible. If you do opt to or need to take chemical medicines, you definitely need to just be on a perpetual kind of cleansing, so that you can wash those toxins out. And that's just the toxins from the medicine. Geez, that's not even talking about the pesticides on your food, the additives, the stuff in the environment, the stuff in your water. Yeah, and even supplements, nowadays you don't even really know what you're getting, and so you really, that's definitely got to be a priority. And so we're kind of caught in this thing where the doctor's going to fix us, or the pill's going to fix us, or the vitamin's going to fix us, or the massage therapy, or the flu shot, right, or whatever it is, and it's like, no, really, we're here to figure out how to be in balance and what we personally need, on an individual level, and to be aware of that, the fact that we're a whole unit. We don't just go in and get a shot or a pill or a surgery or a food or whatever it is, and that's going to just cure us. Like, this is actual things that you need to take, in, be in control of for yourself. You need to take control of your situation, and make sure that you're well, because no one's really going to be able to do it for you. And that's what I also love about quantum doctors, is that, and these integrative doctors natural medicine, they partner with the patient. This is one of the things I love about my medical school and even my nutrition school, is we are taught that we're not the know-it-all that's going to come in and offer the cure and all this stuff. We have to partner with people and find out on an individual basis what's going on with that person on every aspect, on every level. Absolutely. It is within you. That's where it's at. It's in you. You're right. 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 And it's not like we're getting a huge education on every medicine that's out there, and it seems to me that we are being kind of experimented on, where things are getting fast tracked through the FDA. And then later on, when we find out, it's caused all these problems, then we're sorry, and so you really do have to be a very aware consumer, and take responsibility and take control of the situation, and work with people who are in partnership with you. Interview doctors, don't just, yeah, absolutely. Mhm. 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 Oh my gosh. Wow. Mhm. Awesome. Mhm. 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 Thank you so much. I worked really hard to get through the bachelor program. I've got a lot of my classes out of the way in the master program, but the big thing that, takes a lot of time, obviously, is when you have to write your paper, and do all of your community service, and your interning and all of that stuff. So that's I'm well, I do a lot of community service anyway, so that's really nice, because I've been able to do that while I'm in school. But then, you know, uh, it's just a really big chunk of it, and then I have the whole PhD to work on after that, which is even more advanced classes, and because I'm so curious, it's so fascinating for me. I absolutely love it, and I love to help.